Docker is an open platform for developing, shipping, and running applications. It helps you separate your infrastructure from your application and lets you ship, deploy, and run applications very quickly. Docker provides something called containers, which are isolated environments that contain all of the dependencies for a particular project. Containers are similar to virtual machines, but are much more lightweight and flexible, and can usually be started in a matter of seconds as opposed to minutes with virtual machines. When you use a Docker container, you no longer need to rely on the setup of the host machine. Any dependencies that your container needs will be installed automatically in an isolated environment for you. So Docker is very popular for CI and CD and is helpful when you want to let anyone run your application quickly, regardless of their host operating system and their pre-existing setup. So now that we have a basic understanding between Docker and virtual machines, because they are similar in some ways and sometimes they do accomplish the same tasks. So virtual machines are simply instances of an entire operating system that's running on the hardware of a single machine. So you may have, say, 4 virtual machines running on one physical machine that you have. Now, these are isolated environments that are running an entire operating system. So virtual machines are managed by something called a hypervisor, and they utilize a lot of memory, CPU, and other system resources. Now, this is because they are running an entire operating system, and that OS requires RAM, disk space, CPU, etc. Now, Docker is different because it uses something called containers that on a low level are simply processes running in an isolated environment and sharing the host operating system. So rather than having a bunch of virtual machines with their own entire operating system, you have a bunch of Docker containers that are relying on the same host operating system, but still are able to run different applications and have their own isolated environment. Now, compared to virtual machines, Docker containers are much smaller in size, they take up less system resources, and can be started very quickly.